Because I'm telling you, the person who you admire for their fitness, they don't think about health and fitness the same way you do. And the way you know that is because they have different results than what you have. I know that you might be used to idolizing them and whatnot. Like, man, they got it all together. But you got to understand, they're human. They're no better than you are. They just approach the world in a different way. They approach health and fitness in a different way. They have a whole different kind of paradigm in regard to what their priorities are and whatnot. And if you change your priorities, you can have similar results. Okay. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Sean McClendon here, empowering you to look better, to feel better, and to take full control of your health. So, I believe that you probably already know the next thing you need to do to get some results with your health, with your fitness, with your weight, whatever it is. I believe you know, okay? Even if you felt very, very confused, you probably know. And I'm going to tell you why. I want you to examine yourself. Whatever it is you've been struggling with in your health, I want you to examine yourself and see if there is something somewhere that, it's been impressed upon your mind that it would be good for you, a good step for you to take, but you decided, perhaps almost at a subconscious level, you decided that you weren't going to do that thing. You decided that that's something that is not for you. Maybe you couldn't imagine giving something up. Maybe you couldn't imagine exerting yourself to whatever degree. And so you just kind of quietly dismissed it, but then you find yourself confused still about your health, about why you're not getting results. Let me tell y'all something. To be an American is to be a lover of convenience. We have been um essentially taught. We have been we've learned this way of convenience. Convenience is like our thing. We love for everything to be easy. We don't want to work for anything. And the thing is, honestly, it's kind of made us lazy in a sense. And just understand what I'm saying. I'm in this as well. But it's made us lazy where we we no longer understand the obvious truth that things come a lot of times by some hard work, by some level of discomfort and whatnot. Okay. And so a lot of times what we end up being used to doing is, and we get very confused mentally about what's going on, but we have learned to sidestep inconvenience all along the pathway of our lives. And it gets to the point where we unconsciously do that. Okay. So I'm saying all that to say that you probably know exactly what you need to do. At least one step, at least your next step, you probably already know what to do. So I went running this morning after the other part of my workout. And when I did my first lap, I was doing 5 laps around the track. I did my first lap, and then immediately my brain was like, "You got 4 more laps, man." And so the track started to seem really huge, and then that's when I really started feeling it, and I started rationalizing, like, man, maybe today I just won't worry about it. I just kind of come back another day. Thankfully, I've been doing this exercise thing for about 30 years, and so I kind of know the mind games. I know that they don't have to dictate what I do and don't do. And so I just kind of continued on at my pace. One lap became two, then that became three, then four, then five. I was done. Excuse me. And I finished it. But my point that I'm making today is a lot of us don't even get to the step of actually taking the action. A lot of us are just not taking the action because we're used to avoiding discomfort. And again, we're finding ourselves confused as to why we're not getting results. But we're let me make it more plain to you so you understand what I'm saying. So maybe you know that you need to start exercising. Maybe um somebody told you, it would help you to lower your blood pressure or something like that. But then you just kind of like, you know, somebody asks you to go join a walking group or something like that, and you immediately, well, the time they go is too early for me, or I don't have any walking shoes, I don't have any exercise clothes. So you start rationalizing and kind of making up all these excuses that you can convince yourself that those are actually valid. Okay. Or maybe it's something having to do with weight loss. And then you've been confronted with, and in real story, it's like I've had, a couple of folks I've worked with, and I get it. A couple of folks I work with, like, hey, I can't give up my juice. I can't give up my juice. I can't even have a little bit of juice. And so then that ends up being a roadblock because guess what? Not to say that the people didn't want the results, but it's like they made a line in their mind, like, I'm not crossing this line. So then you kind of have to ask yourself, do you really want it? Do you really want it? Because stuff like juice and sugary drinks are a huge reason why we deal with so much obesity and overweight in this society. It's a huge reason. Probably the main reason, because you figure people are drinking massive amounts of sugar every day in the form of juice. Yes, 100% juice as well, and soda, and sweet tea if you're here in the South, and lemonade and punch and all these different type of things. And we're drinking copious amounts of sugar when we do that kind of stuff. And so you have to confront the sugar consumption in that case. You have to. There's no way around it, unless you decide that you're going to try to go another route where you can, quote, eat whatever you want to eat and still lose weight. Side note, no, don't do that, because I mean, now, you do what you want, but you have to understand that whenever you shortcut it, there's a cost for that, because that's not the natural way, and that's allowing you to kind of continue a clearly bad and unhealthy habit. And so there's going to be some sort of level of consequence. It's not going to be a full benefit. So anyhow, I'm saying all that to say, I'm going to give you homework. I want you to really take some time today, and it's going to require you to take some time and just kind of think about, what health goal am I trying to reach? Am I trying to lose weight? Am I trying to get my wind back? Am I trying to get more flexible? And I want you to ask yourself, why have I not been doing that? What have I been telling myself I can't do? Because I'm telling you, the person who you admire for their fitness, they don't think about health and fitness the same way you do. And the way you know that is because they have different results than what you have. I know that you might be used to idolizing them and whatnot. Like, man, they got it all together. But you got to understand, they're human. They are no better than you are. They just approach the world in a different way. They approach health and fitness in a different way. They have a whole different kind of paradigm in regard to what their priorities are and whatnot. And if you change your priorities, you could have similar results. Okay. So anyway, I'm saying that to say, you probably already know the next step to take, but you can't be scared of being inconvenienced for it. You can't be scared of getting a little uncomfortable, because it's the way this world works. A lot of times, to get the best out of life, to get the best out of your health, to be in the best shape, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable sometimes. And so I think that might be where your line is, a line of comfort that you don't want to cross. So think about that. And I want to hear from you guys what that line is for you. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good day. I have a question for you. Have you been unsuccessful at losing weight for years? Have you been finding it difficult to beat cravings that keep you in fat gain mode? Are you lacking motivation on your weight loss journey? If so, my group diet coaching program has been made specifically for you. With my group diet coaching, I help people who have unsuccessfully tried to lose weight for years to get motivated, to beat cravings, and to learn how to eat healthy so that they can finally lose the weight, look how they desire to look, and take full control of their health. My group diet coaching includes customized diet strategies, weekly food journal tracking, a weekly group coaching call, as well as my own curated mini workouts that you can do in the privacy of your own home to help you to be finally successful on your weight loss journey. If that sounds good to you, join me today. Patreon.com/Sean B2B Fitness. If you like this content, you might also be interested in one of my books. Learn how you can take steps literally today to successfully manage, control, and overcome common issues such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and belly fat. It's all about putting power back in your hands to improve your own health. Get your book copy today by the links in the description or by visiting SeanMcClendon.com/books. Also, don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe and join my email list at SeanMcClendon.com/subscribe.